Hey, what's going on, guys? So, after a long awaited release, for me at least, we have the Marvel Legends Daredevil from Daredevil Born Again. And I mean, you can see I got some stuff in the background here, but I'm just really happy to have this figure. As I mentioned in the lead up to this, I was working on a custom Bullseye, which I will show off in this video. Don't worry about that. But I mentioned that I had ordered two of these, and one was gonna be the black suit, and one was going to be the regular standard red suit. But I decided that, well, I wanted to make a comparison between what the figure could have looked like more accurately and what the figure looks like coming out of the box. That way that you know what you're getting. So this one will end up being the black version. And then I'll show off kind of a comparison between the two in a little bit. But so let's just take him out of the box real quick. As I mentioned in, again, my shorts and stuff leading up to this, the figure's great. He handles really well. He looks good. I love Daredevil. Anybody that knows me knows that. And he's like one of my favorite characters. So he's got a little bit of oil or something right there. So let me pop him out. I'm going to pause real quick so it's not like deafeningly loud. All right, and here we go. Here he is. As you can see, he looks pretty accurate. Like fresh out of the box, it's one of the best Marvel Legends MCU figures they've done in a while. He's a little stiff for me at the moment, but we'll get into articulation in a second, so I don't want to get into that. But like, he's one of the best MCU Marvel Legends that we've gotten in a while, and I don't know, I'm just blown away. I'm also biased because he's my favorite character, and I've been watching Daredevil since it released on Netflix, like way back when. I've loved him since he showed up in the Spider-Man animated series for the first time. So I really love this character. And Charlie Cox's portrayal and just everything leading up to the release of this figure. I can't wait for season 2. That's enough of that. So anyway, as we zoom in here, as you can see, they got great detail here. I have seen some people that get this mask not painted. Mine is. Both of them were. But as you can see, it's very matte. Pun intended, probably. Here in the helmet. And they have a lot of the details already highlighted. I went in, I'll show the comparison in a moment, but you can just see the detail in the mask and stuff, the 5 o'clock shadow, his beard. It's a little lighter on this side than this side, but anyway, so you can see like the details here in the suit, his gauntlets, all the way down here. I did put his sticks in. All right, so we'll do articulation, and then I'll do a comparison between this figure and that figure. And then in the background here, it looks really bad in comparison now. And I was really proud of this when I made it, but this is a custom that I made back before the show even came out. And it has parts from, the base figure is a US agent, but it has parts from the Netflix Daredevil. It has parts from the, well, obviously, but the Diamond Select, the Mezco, I think. Like, it's got a little bit of everything. But regardless, so getting into the articulation here, so he looks up that much, and that's including with the double ball joint in there. You can look down that much. Man, just look at this figure. It has such a presence. Like, this looks like the guy in a suit. Sorry, getting distracted. He just looks so good. So he has basically butterfly joints. This is similar to Wolverine, the Marvel Legends Wolverine from Deadpool and Wolverine, to where it's sitting in there floating. He has bicep swivel, double jointed pinless elbows, which is great. His hands are on vertical hinges for his sticks. And then, as I was showing off earlier, he has this diaphragm cut right here. It's a little tight on this one, so I might need to heat him up and put some shock oil in there. He also has waist swivel. It's a little tight because of the belt, and then it wants to move here. He does not have drop down hips, but they do go out that far unassisted. They go back that far because of that big old booty that he's got. There is a thigh swivel here, double jointed pinless knees. They go back that far. He does not have boot cut. I've seen some people complain about that. I don't know really where they could have done it. Maybe literally where his boots are, or right below the knee joint, but I think that would have messed with his knees, which are a little ugly just in the back, but it's the back of the suit, so it's not the end of the world. And then he has the standard Hasbro ankle articulation, which is fantastic. I mean, and that's really the gist of it. Like I said, he's a great figure. There's really, other than like the details, I really don't have any complaints. Yeah, a boot swivel would have helped, but it's not the end of the world for me. I love this figure. So let me put it back here. Just so you can kind of, actually, I'll bring this one up here. So this figure I have customized. So as you can see, the difference between the two of them, it's really just, I added the details that were missing. So the first thing I did is I repainted all the portions of the suit that are black, actually black, because on this figure, it's hard to see on camera, but they're actually like gray on this figure, with the exception of his belt and basically like his lower legs and boots. Like everything is like a dark gray. But I went in with this figure and added black to, like a flat black to all the suit details here, all along here, especially up in the hood area, all the way down. I went in here, did the same thing. And then, so as you can see, he has a little bit of shine to him. So I just used this Mecha primer. It's the black primer, so it's kind of shiny. It's not exactly a gloss, but it's kind of like a satin. I use it a lot for like leather stuff like that. So I went in and touched up in here in the helmet where he had some black, just to make it pop a little bit more in contrast, because the helmet's very matte, no pun intended. And this one almost seems more so, but so I went in and added all those details. On his little rings here, I added some right on this part here on his collar, right there. Went in and just followed the lines of the suit, went in with all the black. It's really, like, I think I did a pretty good job. I was very careful about my line work, so I didn't want to do anything crazy. I do have a little smudge right here that I didn't get off, and I didn't bother doing all these little tiny lines like the MCU lines and stuff. Those are just still kind of gray, but they're a lot less distracting than everything else. So I also did the primer on his belt, since it's supposed to be a little bit shinier. The bands of his gauntlets, his knuckles. I started off just doing the knuckles of the suit, or his gloves, I should say, but then I just ended up doing the whole glove. looking at like, set pictures and stuff like that, and the Hot Toys. So they have like a little shine to them. And then I did the same thing here where I used the primer on the boots. So they have a little bit of shine to them too. I didn't do the accurate thing of adding the red that's in the lines of these boots. It just kind of felt unnecessary. I might go back and add that later, but I just didn't feel like doing it, to be honest with you. But the other thing that I did that came out really well, I think, well, other than I added silver to his D rings here, his double Ds, the 2 rivets on each side. These are actually shaped like Ds too. It's hard to tell, which is kind of cute. These didn't come out as clean, but so I painted these, and the buckles here on the belt. And technically, if you want to be super accurate, these are like a metallic black, almost gunmetal color, but I like the silver because it compares to these other ones, and it's more reminiscent of the old Netflix sticks. So I didn't mess with the sticks at all. But as I was saying, the thing that I did was I used this Tamiya clear red and went in on this little line here that fades away on the horns. So because they're like a brighter red. This was really shiny. I did go in with a matte clear coat, anti-shine varnish to try and dull it back down because it was a little too shiny. So now it kind of, which for a matte varnish, it's not super matte because as you can see, it kind of is the same sheen pretty much as the primer, which is good. I wanted it to blend, but it was just too shiny before, so I wanted to dull it down a little bit. But so anyway, I went in with the lines of the horn and painted the horns themselves. I went and did the eyes. The eyes I left as shiny as they needed to be, since they're lenses. Right here, I did the same thing because these lines are supposed to be like a shiny red. The gauntlets, same thing. The hand pads, the belt right here. I don't think I did. Well, I did do it back here, but I didn't do the matte varnish back there. So, but it's really hard to tell. Anyway, other gauntlet. I also did the harness here. I went over it with the red all the way around. And when I did the black down here on the legs, as you can see, I painted the back of the knees so they blend a little bit better. But yeah, I'm super happy with how this figure turned out. I love it. It looks incredible. And I'll be doing some comparisons in a minute to some of the other figures that I have laying around. But I'm so happy with this figure. If you can get it, get it. So as I mentioned in my shorts again, I got him from Target. Well, both of these from Target. They were having a sale, and I had to get it shipped in, but it arrived in a couple days, which is why I was doing my little challenge. But I just got notification that the one that I still had on pre-order from Big Bad Toy Store, because I forgot to cancel it, excuse me, was about to ship. So I went in and canceled it, but so you can get it on Big Bad Toy Store if you were impatient or you weren't able to get it from Target or somewhere else. But again, I'm just going to bring these up so you can kind of see the difference here. But this figure, I'm really happy with what I did. All right, I'll stop gushing about myself and put that back here. Same thing, I did the pads on the gloves here. I don't remember if I did the primer on these hands or not, the alt hands. And I haven't even taken the wire out of it just because I was more focused on getting these customs done in time to make this video. But as I mentioned, this figure I'm going to make into the Season 2 black suit version. So I'll do like a follow-up short or something for that. Because I've noticed that this figure has a few more defects than this one did. So that actually works out, because this was going to be the one that I made more accurate, and this was going to be the black one. But I got impatient. And I actually noticed how many details were missing off of that one. So anyway, so there's that. And then just for comparison's sake, like I said, this is my old figure. It's not the best now that I'm looking at it. The knees are way too glossy. Obviously the boots are wrong, but that was just whatever. The belt, I literally just turned backwards. Added some details in here to try and mimic what was back here for the most part. The gauntlets, the gloves, which I did do the pads pretty accurately, more accurately than these actually did, with like the black and red separation and stuff like that. And since it's the old Netflix helmet, it has a few extra lines in the back that I went ahead and added horns to. But as you can see, I did like the gloss red on the horns and the eyes and stuff like that. But for a placeholder, I'm still happy with it. It kind of reminds me of the Contest of Champions, or no, not Contest of Ultimate Alliance 3 Daredevil suit a little bit. I did get D's, like 3D printed Daredevil logos, but I just didn't end up putting it on here. But I mean, if anybody wants this, hit me up and I'll send it to you. But, yeah, that was my placeholder. So I'm just going to set this over here to the side so that I can put these figures here. And let me just show off real quick how the S8's Figuarts, Final Swing suit and Brand New Day suit, compares. So he's smaller and skinnier than Matt, which is good. Since he's younger, he's still a teenager, maybe in his mid-20s, by the time we pick up in that movie. So you can kind of see the comparison there. And then, so the figure that I've been hyping up for almost a week is my custom Bullseye, and I just finished it today. So it did technically take me more than 3 days, but here he is. I decided to add some things. I kind of combined the seasons 1 and 2 designs, where he has like the logo, which I did more comic booky. Where's my comic Bullseye was kind of the inspiration. And instead of doing the blue down the arms and doing like the 3 lines and stuff that he has on the season 2 suit, I just decided to keep just the torso blue, also as a reference to this particular suit. I added the 3 lines here that were sculpted into the base Valaverse figure. Like I said, I added the blue to his gloves, because this was the black and green one, if anyone missed that short. These holsters and stuff, they were from the G.I. Joe Classified Tunnel Rat. This as well. This gun is from Snake Eyes, the one that came with Timber. So I had that. I added that in there. There's a little bit of green showing right in here, which I need to cover up. But yeah, so I painted the pants. I dry brushed gray and then went over it multiple times, sealed it, did a black wash to darken it back up and make it look a little bit rougher. I used the same primer on the knee pads and the boots just to give them a little bit of pop, and the belt as well. Added silver details here, painted that silver. But as you can see, and technically these are the opposite legs that Tunnel Rat has them on, but this is just kind of how it looked to me in the set pictures. I know he has more holsters than this and like knives everywhere, but I like the way that this looks. So I'm happy with it. But for the most part, this is just the black and green figure. I kept the blue head just because I wanted to, I guess, because I painted the black parts first and then kept going. But so I also, because I was planning on making my own custom design of Bullseye, um, based on like if he had kept the Daredevil suit, but I didn't end up finishing that. But but I have this head here, which I showed off again in the short. But I went ahead. This was all black. As you can see, I got some matte and satin differences here, just for contrast. Painted this silver. Well, I dry brushed the logo, added a little bit of black in there just for depth. Eyes are silver as well. They look white, but they're like a really chrome silver, which is cool. That's what I wanted. And I like the way this looks too, almost better than the like ski mask look. But so I went back and added blue to match his like hood here. So this looks sick. I'm really happy with this design here. I like the way he looks. His head looks a little big, but I still love it. I think that it looks a lot better with the like the lines and stuff with the helmet on. But for sake of accuracy, I'm gonna put the other head back on, and then I'll do some pictures at the end of them like fighting and stuff. Because like I said, I worked really hard on this figure. I was busting my ass trying to get it done. I actually gave him a few extra hands. So I got one of the Valaverse hand kits. So he has this little tiny knife, which he actually has attached to this in the real like suit design. He has like a little knife. I don't know what these are called. I want to say kunai, but that's like the Ninja Stars stuff. But I gave him this extra hand, and then for this hand, I gave him this middle finger for flipping off Matt. Put the other head back on. When you kill his best friend. So, yeah, these are my customs for this week. But I'm happy with both of these figures. Like I said, I'll do some pictures of them like fighting and stuff. And like Daredevil with Spider-Man. I don't have any of my diorama set up because I really don't have a lot of room in this office. I never finished cleaning it up. So, long story short, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you sticking around. And as I've mentioned, I have other videos that are planned. My brother is doing the editing on this, which I guess no one's actually seen because that video's not out, but this SH Figuarts US agent figure. So that video is coming. It's months behind now. And then I also did the Mofex, the boys Soldier Boy. So those videos are coming. But in the meantime, I just wanted to get these two figures done because, like I said, I love Daredevil. I can't wait for season 2 of Born Again. And I'm really happy with this figure. I'm happy with my custom, like added details. And that's it. I'm gonna stop gushing and stop talking now. Thank you guys. Bye.